TJ, you had said all year you have a lot of faith in the guys in the locker room, your teammates and coaches. Can something like this shake that faith?
Not at all. I think it's just all about execution. We had a game plan in place, and we just got to carry through it.
Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, TJ, what was the conversation like in the locker room at halftime after being in that big deficit and starting to come back? But what kind of adjustments did you make? What is that conversation?
Just trying to get stops on defense and get points on offense. It was pretty simple.
Jerry Dulac.
TJ, when you're down 28-0 in the first quarter, how difficult? I mean, I know you want to come out and keep playing and make stops, but how difficult is that to do that and try? I know you probably want to try and make plays at that point.
Yeah, we knew we didn't want to press too hard to make those splash plays, and we just wanted to be as gap sound as we possibly could throughout the game, and we weren't able to do that.
Chris Adamski.
TJ, obviously this could be the last game for all your teammates. You won't see them, won't play with them again. Is there something that's hit you, or have you talked to any of your teammates about that?
I don't know. I just got off the field, man. I'm just very, very disappointed with what I put out there on film, what our team put out there on film. We had a lot of high expectations for this group. We'll address all that other stuff as it comes up.
Jeff Hathorn.
TJ, how much is tonight to explain with not having Bud, Devin, or Joe Hayden available to you?
We're not going to make excuses. That's not what we're about. We're all about the next man mentality. Obviously, it would have been awesome to have those guys with us, but we weren't able to have them with us for the past few games, and that's just life in the NFL. And, like I said, it all comes down to execution.
Anthony Jaskolski.
Hi, TJ. I got in here a little bit late. I'm not sure if you were asked this, but this was the first game that the defense failed to record a sack. What made Baker Mayfield so tough to get to today?
Ball efficiently, they didn't really drop back and have him sitting back there holding the ball because he didn't really have to. He was able to stay in rhythm. And I don't know if I have to go back and look at the film and see what happened.
All right, we'll go back to Chris Adamski.
TJ, I know it's, you just got to feel like you said, but big picture, you've been able to take stock of 11-0, and you guys still win a division. I mean, how do you kind of assess the season on whole? Is it still a success, or does the late season make it solid at all?
We're going home right now, so it's not good enough.
Yeah, JuJu, this week there was a lot made of your comments from this week before, saying that this is still the same old Browns team that we've seen before. Seeing how that was kind of used for the Browns, they were shouting it as they were running off the field. Do you regret phrasing things the way that you were phrasing it? Did this look like the same Browns team that you guys had seen earlier this season and at other points in your career?
I don't regret what I said. I said the Browns is the Browns. They came out and, they played a hell of a game. There's been games where we lose some, we win some, and today wasn't our night. And hopefully the same Browns, that it'll show up next week against the next opponent, and they go out there and do the same thing they did tonight, and have a hell of a game.
Jeff Hathorn.
JuJu, Mike Tomlinson said that you guys died on the vine. What would you say about the last month of the season? What happened offensively to this team?
We just wasn't executing. I think there was a lot of miscommunication and little details here and there, and we just wasn't, clicking. And we try to, put it together going into the postseason. And, we just started off, very slow, and, turnovers, killed us. But at the end of the day, they played a hell of a game tonight, and I give props to them.
Alan Saunders.
Hey, JuJu, you're one of a number of guys that are pending free agents after this season. Does that fact make this loss maybe different, this season ending different than other seasons? Is it more emotional for you knowing that that's probably the last time a lot of these guys are going to be together?
Yeah, it's tough. I was sitting out on the field and, just taking it all in. And, you see Ben, you see Pouncey, you see guys who I've been with the last 4 years of tremendous guys. You know, I'm not talking about players, but guys off the field. And I've learned so much, and I'm so thankful, to be a part of them, and it means so much. And I don't know what God has in plan for those the veteran guys, but all I know is that I'm so thankful for those guys, and they taught me everything I've known. Being on this team, man, you can't take it for granted.
Anthony Jaskolski.
Hey, JuJu. Towards at the end of the game there, you and Ben shared a moment together. There's a lot of emotions running, I'm sure, but just what did you two share before you went to the locker room?
I just said, I'm so thankful to have you as quarterback, and I wouldn't change it, for anywhere else. I told him that I don't know what your plans are or what God has a plan for you guys, but I'm truly thankful for the time I walked in, Pouncey yelling at me in the first day to the time, Ben taking me under his wing, and Ben told me that you fought hard, you're a warrior. I thank you, and it was just all love, and that's all I said.
All right, we'll go back to Brooke.
Yeah, Cam. Even though they had the turnovers, these guys gave up some longer drives there. What seemed to go wrong with the defense this game?
Question is what went right. We didn't stop the run early on. We didn't execute at a high level, and then quick passing really got the best of us, and yards after catch. Our tackling was poor, and we didn't give up field goals. Even when we did turn the ball over, and we still got a chance to fight, but it all was terrible tonight.
Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Yeah, Cam, when we talked with Mike Tomlin earlier, he said that this team was a team that died on the vine. What did he mean by that? And is that something that you can that you agree with, or that you kind of see where he's coming from with that statement?
You have to ask him. I don't know what he meant by that statement, but man, we blew it. I can't sugarcoat it. You look at the score. As a defense, we gave up too many points. And as a leader of the defense, I failed miserably. And, it's tough to lose. It's tough to lose guys in that locker room who have done great things on and off the field. And, that unknown just kills me. To squander an opportunity like that, and to know that, we didn't play our brand of football. It sucks.
Jerry Dulac, Post-Gazette.
Cam, some of those lines, it's a second playoff game in a row where you guys have allowed 45 points or more. I mean, that has to be, that's just you look at it as an isolated incident, or do you look at it as something that needs to be examined? I know it's a couple years apart, but what?
Look how we got beat. Didn't stop the run. Didn't execute. You guys don't know our defense, but when we don't execute at a high level, that's what's going to happen. We preach execution, and when we do it, good results. But when we don't, it puts the defense at risk, and we never got a rhythm. You can point to the second half. We got a couple, not even 3 and outs, but we got off the field. But we were on our heels the whole entire game.
Mike Pizzuto, GVE.
Cam, it's pretty soon to look back on it, but first impression, do you feel like you just hit the saturation point with injuries, or is there something else that you guys are going to have to uncover to kind of figure out how this happened the way it did at the end of the year?
We lost some great players, but injuries are part of the game, and I can never make an excuse to say injuries caught up to us, but you know, there are things that have to be addressed. We just had one of the worst showings as a defense the whole year. We did not play complementary football. We did not have the offenses back, and starts at the top with me. It was not acceptable. I don't know what it is, but we did not play well.
Jeff Hawthorne, 93.7.
Cam, Ben took a long time on the field before he came in the locker room. Do you have a sense of what his future is? And if this was it, what has it meant playing with him?
I don't know what Ben's thinking. You know, that's something he has to discuss with his family. Would I love him to come back? Of course. But every man has to make that decision. You know, there's a lot of guys that are free agents. And Ben's been a heck of a teammate, you know, whether it's battling back from injury, being a leader on the field. You know, it's been a pleasure to play with him. It's a luxury that, you know, to have a quarterback like that and a person like that who's grown. You know, he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. And to say I got to play with a guy like that is pretty special. I don't know what in next year holds, but we'll see.
Chris Adamski, Trib.
And like you said, there's this for the Steelers especially. They usually don't have many free agents. There's maybe up to 10 starters that are free agents this year because everything's probably gone on to a point. You know, every year it's the last time you're with a group of guys. Is you're going to be even, especially with everything you've been through this year with getting the season in, it's going to be that much harder to say goodbye, even whether it be tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, it's very tough. Every year the team looks completely different, and I'm appreciative of everybody in that locker room coming to work, sacrificing, their families sacrificing as well. It's been a year, and it's not been our year. You know, we did some great things this year, but we didn't reach our goal. It hurts knowing that we're going to lose players. That's the name of the game, especially in the pandemic and things have changed. But I loved every one of these guys in here. To come to work and just talk to these guys, and go to work, and it's just been a real treat, and I appreciate it.
Mark Cabali, The Athletic.
Hey, Cam, how this salary cap's going to go this year? You're going to lose a lot of people. I mean, they very well could blow this whole thing up. Do you think that's a possibility? And what would you think if that would happen?
And I don't know. Man, it's totally possible. And I could be gone next year. I don't know what to expect. We are in uncharted territory, to say the least. And changes have to be made. That's part of the game. You know, we all have to deal with this.
Anthony Jaskolski, Pittsburgh Sports Express.
Earlier you talked about this team not playing its brand of football tonight, but does that date back to the Washington game? And from that point on, was it just a ship that was never righted?
You know, I don't know if it dates back to the Washington game, but you know, there are games where we didn't, you know, we won games and still made mistakes. And I thought our mistakes caught up to us. And, you know, you look back to this game and you think, as a defense, you didn't control the rushing. You didn't get off the field. You didn't get any turnovers, any sacks. And we weren't playing complementary football to the offense. You know, if they turn over the ball, at least surrender 3 points. And we didn't do that today. You know, if we had a checklist of how to play the worst game possible, we did that.